everyone. Welcome to this installment of the MSP Success series. We're going to talk today about the PSA Hub with SonicWall. My name is Sarah Wilkinson. I'm a Senior Product Marketing Manager here at SonicWall, and I am joined by Scott Jenkins.
Hello, everyone. I'm a Solutions Architect here at SonicWall, and happy to join you all today.
Yep. Thank you for being a valued SonicWall partner. We hope that you find this series interesting and useful. We're going to go through some things you need to know about using the PSA Hub today and how that can improve your business. So what is a PSA tool? PSA tool, or professional services automation tool, is really crucial for your success if you're an MSP. Up to 78% of MSPs are using PSA software today, and there's a pretty simple reason for that. And the simple reason is it improves your operational efficiency drastically. It helps you have 19% higher margins if over just doing it with a spreadsheet, and 52% of MSPs who use PSA tools are able to cut admin overhead via the billing automation that PSA tools allow for. It allows you to increase your profits. It allows you to show better ROI to your customers, which, by the way, if you're wondering why it's important to show ROI, go back to the previous video in this series on client deliverables, and you'll learn a little bit more there. So just shout out to the rest of the series. They also help you reduce billing errors. They help you just speed up all aspects of your business, from client onboarding to handling alerts, handling billing, all of that. So how does SonicWall work with PSA tools? So SonicWall has what we refer to as our PSA Hub. This is our integration layer that connects SonicWall security products to our partner PSA Platforms. And we'll get into the platforms that we support here in just a few minutes. But here's why this matters. This just streamlines everything about your business. It helps eliminate manual ticket creation from SonicWall products, and the SonicWall products that we support with the PSA Hub are Network Security Manager, or NSM, and Capture Client, with more coming soon. It gives you consistent and configurable templates so that you can map security alert data to PSA ticket fields. Also helps you manage your asset deployment and billing, and it really just helps you scale your business. It helps you reduce your alert fatigue, improve your response time, improve your overall operational efficiency. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Scott, and he's going to talk through how we find the PSA Hub and some of what we do with it.
Okay. Thanks, Sarah. And yeah, everyone, that PSA is the hub of your world. And having our alerts show up as tickets in your service boards allows your SLAs to kick in, your staff to get the automatic escalations, and to take all the business intelligence that you've built into your practice to be able to actually have SonicWall's products automatically integrated in with that. And it's very easy to get to. You can go to platform.sonicwall.com inside of our new unified management portal. You come down to the admin settings window, the third icon there on the left, and down to third-party integrations. So PSA Hub is right there at the top of that menu. And one of the great things you can do is, of course, if you already have access, you can go ahead and launch and get in there. Or if you haven't yet, then right here is where you can hit that Get Access and actually be enrolled in our external beta. So as this goes live here very soon, get early access to that and kind of start your process to where you get started correctly. The manage there is just for your internal admin, so you can manage who has access to configuring this integration. We want to make sure that not just everybody can get in and change things. And so we're going to talk about how this works, right? So you go into NSM, you go into alerts and settings, and you configure your alerts. Anything with a alert or critical in NSM, or a critical or high in Capture Client, will generate an alert. And so when that is triggered, PSA Hub will go ahead and receive that alert, ingest it, and then go ahead through our integration, and that'll become a fully populated ticket on your side. And this is configurable, and we'll go through that in a future slide here. And then, of course, once that's a ticket, the clock starts ticking, and that's where your technician action kicks in, and that proactiveness that we're all trying to sell. That's where all that magic happens, right? So, and again, this will be the supported configurations, custom email routing, right? All the different things, you have to do, ticket priority mapping and automation rules. And we'll go through that in just a moment. So once you get into the configuration there of a PSA Hub, modules, that very first one, we're going to, you see underneath the product integration setup, you come into there and you hit the enable alert to ticket. It won't be enabled by default, so you can choose when you want to go ahead and enable this. You'll turn that on, and then you'll go to alert to ticket, and that's where you can create rules. And those rules, like the right-hand window here, that in this case is for capture client. And I can say for all alert types, or I could say security alerts could go to a different ticket queue. So if talking in ConnectWise speak, for instance, service boards, right? So I might have that security, I might have a security service board that I want those to go to. Licensing or other things I may want to have to go to my general. So you can create multiple rules here, and I can change the priority with it as well. Status, right? Is that a new ticket? Is it? And then when you look at ticket type, this is actually your work types in your PSA. So you can choose how this gets turned on. Is it break fix? Is it proactive or reactive? All of those, of course, you know from some are billable, some aren't. So you choose what is best for your practice here. If there's a subcategory type, you can certainly do that. And then the smart append, and that is really what we want to do. If you get duplicate tickets, nobody wants to have 300 tickets open in their system, right? So any duplicate alerts will go ahead and append and work through. If something goes down, we'll have it, append when it comes back up, and enable the smart resolution at the bottom. And that is really for self closed loop ticketing, as it's called. Antivirus finds something, it quarantines it, that EDR does its magic and it goes ahead and quarantines it. It's now solved and resolved. When our console says, nope, that issue's been resolved, you're good, boom, that enable smart resolution will go ahead and just close that ticket. And taking that work off of your staff, just going through and closing tickets all day of things that are already resolved, right? Let the system go ahead and close that. And you can always do searches for the ticket type, those kind of things, if you need to do a report on what's going on with a customer, kind of show your value and what's going on with them. Here's an example in that alert to ticket here, right? We have our alert. And here I have my firewall rule, right? My capture client, all alerts. And this kind of shows you exactly all the fields. Once you've done and filled out the window from the previous slide, here is that rule, and this is what it looks like. And if you go ahead and, shows you kind of what's turned on and what's turned off at a glance, you can turn the rule on or off. Here, we can go ahead and hit the pencil and edit and go ahead and go back into that rule if we want to adjust something. Or the little box there with the paper airplane, that's a test alert. So once you've configured your alert and everything's up and running here, go ahead and hit that middle box, and that'll send a test alert, and you can make sure in your service board that test alert was received. And that way that rule is correct, the setup is correct, and that you're receiving alerts. So that's a great way to test. And then, of course, if you ever need to delete a rule, the little garbage can's next door, and you can go ahead and close those rules, right? Now, 6 leading PSA tools, right? So we have ConnectWise Manage, which really, I think in North America has the largest percentage of the market. But we also have a lot of up-and-comers here. Halo PSA, Autotask, from Dado, Kaseya's BMS system. And then we, of course, have Dado's versus Autotask, and then Pulseway. One of the great things is all of our existing agents, right? Our VPN agents, our capture client agents, our CSE agents, all of those can be rolled out via your RMM. right? Or Intune or Active Directory. And you can go ahead and push those out, right? If you're rolling out an onboarding a new client, you can push all that out. But having the reporting, having those going back into the PSA really kind of comes back into that client deliverables video that Sarah mentioned earlier. Really go back and take a look at that, because managed services is an intangible product. And so getting your information into your PSA and being able to report on that really shows your value with SonicWall backing you up. And that's really what we're here for, is to be that partner. And we're going to talk about the two today. Right now, at launch, Network Security Manager, right? So this is all things firewall management. Any of the alerts from WAN failover, interfaces going up or down, licensing, hey, there's a new firmware upgrade that's available, right? All of those things are alerts that you can configure and then get tickets in your system. That leads for automation, right? Hey, new firmware is available. Great. Now I know I can go in, I can go ahead and schedule a firmware upgrade during that customer's maintenance window and move on, right? You have something that is reminding your staff and keeping up on that. And then, of course, Capture Client, right? Our endpoint security product that we co-run with SentinelOne that kind of leverages our secret sauce, which is really our RTDMI technology. So all of those endpoint alerts, again, endpoints come in, you have your PSA tickets that can be generated, and then you can go through and set up automation to automatically scan or do all the things you would do in your RMM. But all of that starts with a ticket. And so here's where all of that magic happens. W&M and a product yet to be named coming out soon will be on the short list to be added to this. And so keep an eye on these. We're going to, this is just the tip of the spear, I guess. We're going to continue to evolve this. So it's exciting to see this start and to fill out our platform across the PSA integration as opportunities allow. So let's go ahead and we're wrapping up here. We don't want to take up too much of your time. Sarah, take it away here, and thank you much.
Yeah, thanks, Scott, for that great explanation of alert to ticket. So why does this actually matter for your operations? Scott did a great job explaining how it's going to work, and I hope you were picking up on what some of the benefits will be for you as a SonicWall partner. But first and foremost, this is really going to help you reduce your alert fatigue. You're going to be able to set your rules so that only actionable alerts become tickets, and you're not going to have all of the noise that might drown out the events that actually need your team's attention. This is going to help accelerate your response time, because this is going to come in through the workflow that your technicians expect. They're not going to have to monitor all of these separate consoles and really risk potentially missing a critical alert because they're kind of lost in the sauce of 3 different screens. It really will improve your operational efficiency. You're not going to have to copy paste between those consoles in your PSA platform anymore. It will help you be consistent and auditable. So this will be the 3rd time we've said it now. I said it in the beginning, Scott said it before. Please go back and check out the client deliverable video, because that is really where you are going to show the value that you are providing to your clients. And with this alert to ticket functionality in the PSA Hub, this is going to make sure that these tickets have the right data so that you're tracking against your SLAs, and that's just going to enhance the reports that you deliver to your clients so they can see everything that you are doing for them that they may not even know about. Because that's the thing, right? You know, sometimes our clients, they think that, oh, my MSP is only there when I need them. I have to open a ticket. I have to pick up the phone and call them. They don't see everything that's happening on the back end, everything that you're doing to prevent problems from being something that they have to call you about in the first place. This is going to be one of the key ways that you're able to demonstrate that. And finally, this automation is going to help you do more with less. It's going to give you the ability to scale your business and not have to immediately add headcount. Automation is taking over that repetitive work so that your team can focus on the client relationships and driving that resolution. So where do we go from here? Oh, I'm sorry, Scott, you want to add to that?
No, actually, you nailed it. I was just going to throw in there, portal hopping is something you hear about all the time in the MSP world. It burns out staff because they're bouncing through 10, 12 different tabs all day long. And so getting our alerts out of our portal into your PSA with the trackable and all of that, all of this is that key. And how many vendors are coming out and actually saying, hey, let us make life easier for you. And that's really what we're working on doing here. So I just wanted to add that. Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me jump in there.
Of course. SonicWall is committed to being the partner of choice for MSPs, and that's why we continue to innovate on these kinds of integrations to make your life easier. You can learn more about the PSA Hub on our website. We've got the link here on the screen. It's also available in the description of this video, so you can check it out there. You can also check out the Getting Started guide for the PSA Hub. If you go into the knowledge base on SonicWall.com and search PSA Hub, it should come right up. Well, Scott, thank you for the time today. I think this has been super useful for our partners to learn more about how they can leverage SonicWall with their existing tools. Do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to share?
For all of the partners out there, I would say if you have any concerns or any future talks, talk to your local account rep and solutions engineer, and I'm happy to jump on those calls to help you walk through and get the most value out of this. So lean on your sales staff, and we're always available here to help out. So wish everybody luck.
Yep, 100%. Very good. Yeah, please never hesitate to reach out to your account manager here at SonicWall if there's anything that we can do to support you as a SonicWall partner. And with that, hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much.